€120 is shared between A and B. How much does each receive if A and B receive equal shares? Well, if they receive equal shares, it's 1:1, which means two parts equals 120, and then obviously one part will be 60. So €60 each. Okay. If A gets twice as much as B, that's a ratio of 2:1, which is three parts. Okay, so three parts equals 120, and then we can change one part is going to be 40, and then two parts will be 80. So this will be €80 for A and €40 for B. If A gets three times as much as B, well, what we can do there, if A gets three times as much as B, what we can say is the ratio of 3:1. It's a ratio of 3:1, which is equal to four parts. Four parts equals 120 divided by 4. 120 divided by 4 is 30. One part will be 30. And three parts will be 3 multiplied by 30, which would be 90. So this will be 90 for A and €30 for B. Okay, €120 is shared between P, Q, R, so that P gets twice as much as Q, and Q and R get equal shares. How much does P receive? Okay, so let's read this again. P gets twice as much as Q, and Q and R get equal shares. So let's always start off with the smallest two, right? So Q and R are the smallest ones, so we'll give them one each because they're equal to each other. Okay, but then P has to get twice as much as Q, so P will be 2. So it's a ratio of 2:1, which is 4 parts. And 4 parts equals 120. This means one part is 30. This means R gets €30. Also means Q gets €30. And finally P is 2 parts, so it will get €60. Okay, let's move on. Question 4. €42 divided between A, B, and C, so that A gets twice as much as B and B gets twice as much as C. How much does B receive? Okay, let's start off with the smallest one. A gets more than B, B gets more than C. So the way to do this is to start off with C and allocate it a 1. Now if C gets 1, B gets twice as much of it, so that B will be 2. But A gets twice as much as B, so that would mean A is 4. 4 plus 2 plus 1, this will mean 7 parts. 7 parts is €42. One part will be €6, and 2 parts will be €12. Okay, so that is a ratio, and 4 parts will be €24. Because 4 multiplied by 6 is €24. So A gets €24, B gets €12, and C gets €6. Okay, brilliant. Question 5. €70 divided between A, B, and C, so that A gets twice as much as B, and C gets twice as much as A. Now, who's the smallest one is what we have to find out first of all. A is twice as big as B, and C is twice as big as A. So B is the smallest, we'll allocate B a 1. A is twice as big as B, so A is 2. And then C is twice as much as A, so C is a 4. Okay, who gets the smallest share of B? How much does each receive? Well, we add it together, and once again we get 7 shares. So 7 shares equals €70. This would mean that 1 share divided by 70 is €10, or 1 part is €10. And then next one is 2 shares. Shares and parts basically mean the same thing, lads. €20. And finally, 4 shares is 10 multiplied by 4, which is €40. Okay, I think that's, we have question 6. All right, another one. €300 is divided between X, Y, and Z so that Y gets 3 times as much as X and Z gets twice as much as Y. Who received the smallest share? Well, I think this time it's going to be X. Think about it. Y gets 3 times as much as X, but Z gets twice as much as Y. So X is the smallest, Y gets 3 times the amount X does, and Z gets twice as much as Y. So that's the ratios. 1 is to 3 is to 6. Okay, add them together and we get 10 parts or 10 shares. Okay, so the first answer is X is the smallest. How much does each receive? Well, 10 parts is €300. This means 1 part is €30. So X receives €30. Y is 3 parts. So it will receive €90. And then finally, Z is 6 parts. So it's going to be 30 multiplied by 6, which is 180. And that is 6 parts. Okay, guys, I think that's us done for exercise 8.5, I believe, or 8.4.